discretion.
A little music for the dawn bringers and the root cutters. Dawn bringer, root cutter, muse singer, Athena lover, singing with the muse, dancing 1, 2. She whispers little thing in the wind to you. Hold my heart so dear, Athena Bellissima. Do you like the hash? I got the creeper reaper. We eat spaghetti fusilli all'assassina, with the fruit and veggies out the cornucopia. Here, have a little taste. Sipping wine, iron flavor. I got the bag of amethyst. Dawn bringer, root cutter, muse singer, Athena lover. Got the lavender by the box full. Bobo rigatoni coming through. High off the contact. It sounds nice. Fruits of labor all night. The moon rise. Dragon queen taking flight. I smile away from the tree line. Hip hop will make you feel fine. House of Frankenstein. Wolfman chime time. Root cutter, dawn bringer, phoenix rising, that's how the devil rides. Dawn bringer, root cutter, muse singer, Athena lover.
Welcome back to Lady Babylon. This is Ammon you tonight, and I'm going to give you plenty of time with your instructor tonight. I'm going to bring him on in a minute, but what I want to do is warm you up, and I want to say thank you for your continued attention to ancient Greek. It's very important, very important. Eye-opening, enlightenment stuff, and tonight we're going to do that. But in order to get there, we've got to start somewhere that you're not going to want to be. Where are we going? We're going to the back alley. We're going to that place where people get seduced. They get seduced. I want you, satanic congregation, to be impervious to the seduction of the fairy tale. I want you to be so rooted in reason. People have to give you a coat like a scientist and call you Melvin. Listen to me very carefully tonight. We're going to look at an example of how you can be taken into the back alley. It's very easy. And let's all stay together. Come on. Let's don't get anybody get lost out there. This is a scary, scary place. All right. I'm going to hit you with the clip first. And I want you to look at this clip. And I want you, as classical philologists, to realize your place is a place of examining evidence. You are investigators. You examine evidence. None of us care about arguments. Arguments are sold and bought. Evidence is what will take us to the history. So I want you to be listening for that. Go ahead.
What did the Greeks want to do? They wanted to destroy Judaism. So that's why I say that when you think of Greek, don't think of it as German. The reason why you would bristle at the idea that a holy book would be written in German, I don't need to tell you what happened 85 years ago. So Greek wasn't just another language, it was the enemy language. It was the language that represented everything that was vile, everything that was ungodly. Moreover, bear in mind, people may say, well, the writers of the New Testament, they just were Greek speakers. Christians insist that the authors of the Gospels and the letters, the epistles found in the Christian canon, were divinely inspired. They're not just the recollections of evangelists. No, they were divinely inspired by the Holy Spirit, by the Holy Ghost. Really, that means God inspired these people to write in Greek. Did the Holy Spirit forget Hebrew and Aramaic? And this is a massive problem for the church. That's why there are books out that when God began to speak Greek, like they have to explain this away. It's a very big problem.
Did the Holy Spirit speak Hebrew and Aramaic? This is the difficulty. Do you hear how we're not looking at evidence, right? We're scientists and we need to stand back. In order to understand history, we have to look at all the data that we've been given. That's history. And you and I are philologists. Our data is all that Greek. Now, the impression, and this is the stealth of the whole creation of the fairy tale. People are speaking Hebrew and Aramaic. Fantastic. I want you to keep that in mind because I'm going to show you something. We know that by this time there was no spoken Hebrew. Nope. And I'll show you that in a second. So the Greek that is in antiquity, that is the language of the literature. The Romans, you'd be proud of this. The Romans used to say, the Greeks, although they were conquered by us, they conquered us with that gorgeous, gorgeous hot language. It's right. So let's look for the data. Like in Hebrew, ancient Hebrew, there are only 8,000 unique words. In ancient Greek, somewhere around 1.5 million. Why the difference, right? Chewy, hit us another star system, please.
Yes, it's written in a language that's not just not Jewish, not Hebrew, not Aramaic. It's written in the enemy language. It's written in the ungodly language, a language of Hellenism, everything that was ungodly. And most importantly, most germane for us, because you're a child of Hashem, you want to do the right thing. Like, why is there these Greek ideas? The idea of a demiurge, that Satan is the Lord of this world in 2 Corinthians 4:4. It's the ideas that are conveyed in Christianity that are Greek rather than Hebrew. Thank you so much for your thoughtful question. If you enjoyed this program, please like and subscribe.
Okay, did you get the pitch there? Anybody who wants to purchase or merchandise, feel free. Now, the problem is the things that we're not seeing is the very obvious. I want you to be on alert. Whenever someone starts talking in generalities don't stand up to even a decade of antiquity. You cannot say these people do that at the same time as those people do that. This is such a mixture of Mediterranean and cultures from Asia Minor, long histories, languages galore, right? We're flooded with data. So we don't need to be making generalities. Be careful. When somebody says Bible times, realize, in Bible times, something happened. That is scientifically and linguistically absurd. It's absurd at its best. At its worst, it's intentionally deceptive. So, but it's something that monism does. Scholars hate this, and that's why classicists don't treat the Bible, because they know these are the guardians of the fairy tale. Are you ready for this? I just want to hit you with a piece of, okay, get ready to reset yourself. Whew! And you're thinking, are you ready? Let's just look at the facts. We're talking about Hebrew in the 1st century. Let's see what we've got here. Give me the first facts. Watch this, people. You can find this on any old encyclopedia. Right. What is Hebrew? It's closely related to Phoenician and Moabite. We don't have any more of that one. With which it is often placed by scholars in the Canaanite subgroup, spoken in ancient times in Palestine. Now, wait a minute. Did you hear it start to creep in? That was the creeper. In ancient times? What are you talking about? There's 3,000 years of time all over the Western world. What are you talking about? Ancient times. What happened? Spoken in ancient times in Palestine, Hebrew was supplanted. What are they recognizing here? They're recognizing that Hebrew died. Hebrew was a small tribal language that died. And by the time it got to the level of being able to communicate itself, Greek came along and went squash, just like she did many, many, many other languages. Many other languages. The real irony is that the person that was just speaking to you about Hebrew and about evil Greek, their ancestors were Greek speakers. That's the irony of the history. It died out. Watch what happens, people. Hebrew was supplanted by, and they propose Aramaic, possibly. Funny, aren't they? They're funny. Was there any Aramaic? No. What's going on? We're trying to explain the facts that we've got. And the monists have to stick to a narrative. They have to. If the Old Testament is not Hebrew, everyone's in big trouble, and God has a birthday. God has a birthday. Hit it, Chewy. Yahoo. Yahoo. When's your birthday? Everybody. Happy birthday to Yahoo. Happy birthday to Yahoo. Happy birthday, Elohim Hashem Jehovah. It was in the 3rd century. Thank you, Occult Examiner and Chewy, for bringing us that gem. Watch what happens, people. This is in the 3rd century. Notice that they say it's in the 3rd century, right? That's when we know it's gone. It was revived. Look what they say. The language was liturgical. How many times have I told you that? How many times have I told you that we are talking about a language that was dead? Do you know who's talking about that language that was dead? People talking in Greek. Now, granted, at this time, the world is being swamped by the language. Mm-hmm. But something is happening to Mother Greek too. Yeah, she is aging. She is aging, and that should not be happening. We have things creeping into the language, and ultimately we get this thing called Koine. It's a Koine from the Attic dialect, and it is corrupted. It's corrupted. It's being dumbed down. Its commonality is having to pay for absorbing people who have not worked with Greek, who are not born with Greek. Yeah, all sorts of cultures all over the Mediterranean. They're having to absorb this. You see, when you learn history, you learn dates and you learn people's names, and that garbage is useless. It takes away from the focus of the nature that the Greeks were so focused on, the nature of language. The nature of language. Okay, give me the next one. Give me the next one. Yeah, we're talking about natural beauty here. Watch this, people. Here's another little entry. Look at this. Classical Hebrew. We've got the Hebrew language is divided into 4 major periods. Now watch this. Pay attention. Biblical or classical Hebrew what is wrong with the commas? This person does not understand commas until about the 3rd century BC. Now, they're telling you biblical Hebrew is that which goes up to the 3rd century BC. But wait a minute. How many biblical texts do we have from this period? Do we have the letters of Isaiah? No. Do we have the Genesis of Moses? No. Do we have anything? No. You mean we have nothing of biblical? Zero. Do you know why this article says that biblical Hebrew exists without having any documents written in that language? Imagine if I were to say, you know what, in my backyard, some people spoke a language and it was called blah, and blah was so expressive. Show us some blah. I got no blah. Fill in the blank, people. This is not science, right? You cannot say the period when this language was spoken if there are no remains of the language. Zero. Zip. Nada. Now, watch what they say here in that line. Until about the 3rd century, in which most of the Hebrew Bible is written. Really? It's written in this period? Give me some of it. You don't have any of it? That right there that you just saw, that you just read, we just read together, that is an illusion. That's an illusion. We are song and dancers. Do you know what we are? We are singers and dancers. And we are singing and dancing here. Let's keep going. Now, what comes after it? After it comes Mishnaic or Rabbinic Hebrew. And you say, aha, there's the language. I've got the language right there. This man, Ammon, is a fool. Hey, look, they're speaking Hebrew, written about 200 CE. What? This form of Hebrew, look what's in the parentheses, right? When somebody takes you into the back alley and they start saying funny things, look for what's in the parentheses. What's in the parentheses here? Somebody read it. This form of Hebrew was never used among the people as a spoken language. What are these people speaking? Greek. What did Jesus speak? Greek. Nobody spoke Hebrew. It had been dead for years. It did not have the stamina. God's tongue took a dive. Yes. Watch what happens here, people. So from about the 6th to the 13th century, Anno Domini, when many words were being... look, what are they doing? Borrowing. Now we're going to try to bring it back. We got to revive this corpse. And what are we going to do? Naturally, we're just going to use the words that we're speaking natively. Greek, Spanish, Arabic. I don't know if these are the languages of the ungodly. I don't know. But scientific, do you hear how that's an argument? You don't want to be bathed in arguments. You want the evidence, the science. Anybody here? This is a friggin' temple to reason. The muse, my friend, is the result of a process of creation. Everything around you is that nature. Isn't that fundamentally kind of mind-altering? If you can't follow anything but science, wow, think about that. You could almost never be led astray. No, facts won't lead you astray. Look at the evidence. Go to the next one. One more of these, and then I'm going to call on the drill instructor. Lots of good news from him. The Hebrew of the Bible exhibits little dialectical variety. Now, this one's important. It seems like it's a side note. So all of these books that are in the Bible, you mean they don't have any dialectical differences? Period. As if the same person wrote them. Yeah. As if one person or one group of people wrote this work. All these different books, the books of Moses, the prophets, the Psalms, they're all written by the same people, by one group at one time in the 3rd century. They left their fingerprints all over it. And what language did they have to use? They had to use Greek. They had to use Greek because that's all they had. You cannot write a work if you're not native. If you don't have that language inside and out of you, you can't use the idiom. It's the idiom. The idiom stains you. Watch, I'm going to show you a little idiom here in a second. Give me the next comment. This is fantastic, people. None of us is going to be deceived here anymore. No back alleys. We will stay. Tell me, teacher, we will stay the straight and narrow. Watch this. Biblical Hebrew. In its widest sense, Biblical Hebrew refers to the spoken language of ancient Israel, flourishing between 1000 BC. That's it, right, Cap? Do we have a document from? Of course we don't. Right? 1000 BC to 400 CE. It comprises several evolving and overlapping dialects. Look, it's almost like they don't have there's no scientific standards here for their definitions. The phases of classical Hebrew are often named after important literary works. Really? Really? Like the Mishnaic Hebrew, right? A non-spoken language. Fantastic. Give me the next one. What is going on with this? Israelian Hebrew is proposed. As soon as you hear proposed, that trench coat is coming off. Yeah, the trench coat. Look, you can expect it. Now you're in trouble. Don't be thinking, where's mom and dad? No, you're done for. A proposed northern dialect of biblical Hebrew believed. Well, at least they're admitting that this is not a matter of science, but a matter of faith. At least they're admitting that. Believed to have existed in all eras of the language, in some cases competing with it. Look at how incredibly contorted and detailed is their belief, right? The belief. Seriously, is this the best your scholars can do? Yes. One for the scholars. One for the scholars, all you language scholars, you lazy people. Oh, shame on you. Shame on you for abandoning the art. Go to the next one, Shuey. Quickly. I want to bring the sergeant in. Here we go. One more. Well, look at this. Israeli and Hebrew, IH, is a northern dialect. Now, this one didn't say that they don't have any of this. This fish doesn't exist. This is a hypothesized fish. Have you seen it? Have you drawn it out? Do you know where it has its young? What does it do? What environment? No, none of that. This is an imaginary fish. This is an imaginary fish. Blow it up, Chewy. Blow it up. Proposed. Well, there. Finally, they hit it. Proposed as an explanation for the various irregular linguistic features of the Masoretic text. Now, what are they talking about? When you read the Bible, you are reading an English translation or a Spanish translation or something. You're reading a translation of the Masoretic text. And when is the Masoretic Hebrew text? When is it invented? It is invented in 1000 Anno Domini. You mean we're not even 1,000? We're 1,000 years off the mark? Yes. You meant to land in the Sea of Tranquility. You landed on Mercury. Oh, my God. My God. Biblical scholars, what is wrong with you? Watch what happens. It competes with the alternative. The irregular linguistic features. So we have the Masoretic text, but it's irregular. Why do you think they have problems? You don't hear classicists talking about, you know what? Homer, that guy's irregular. No. Don't play games. What's happening with your text, people? It's falling apart. It competes with the alternative explanation that such features are Aramaisms. Now, look what they did. They so want to include something that sounds legitimate. They're going to pull in Aramaic. Aramaic is that substitute for reality. the reality that we need to understand is this stuff didn't exist in antiquity. Do you know what was there? Greek. And she was eating everybody up. The good news is that after Greek met its decline into the influences of the first centuries BC and AD, after she started to meet her decline, a group of very enthusiastic people, you could call them, I don't know, a satanic congregation. They came up with a method. They said, we're going to re-inject the glory that was Athens. Do you remember all the evil things that Hellenism is doing, like democracy? Do you remember the real evil thing that Hellenism gave birth to in our history? It's called democracy. Democracy. That comes through a language. And that language has the capacity to make you aware. Yeah. Do you know the science that the Greek teaches? That science can put anybody who's trying to take you into a back alley, put it to shame. Puts them to shame. Lady Justice is right there with her. Let's go to the next one. Watch this, people. And then I'm just wait. I'm going to call on the drill instructor. Give me another 10 minutes and I'm going to call on your DI. This is a Greek sentence lifted from Deuteronomy 7. Deuteronomy 7:2. Kai paradose autus kurios o theosu eis tas herasu kai pataxes autus. Oh, now watch this on the second line. Aphanismoi aphanies. Do you hear that? Aphanismoi aphanies. Aphanismoi aphanies. Do you see what they're doing? Now watch. He's going to do it again. Diathese, diatheken. Diathese, diatheken. Do you hear what's going on? It's something Hellenistic Greeks particularly love to do. They love to take a verb because they're smarties, right? They've learned how the language works. They've learned the mastery of how that causes you to grow in your brain, in that place that you perceive, causes you to grow. And you know, they've gotten clever. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a verb, the action word, and we're going to take a noun, the person, place, or thing. And we're going to take those two things. We're going to make one word, the verb, and it's going to have this root. And then we're going to take the same root and we're going to have the noun. Use the noun from that root. Right. It's a little bit of repetition that breaks up. It makes them remember this is musical. Right? Lots and lots of non-musical languages out there. Lots of them, like our stupid Anglo-Saxon. Right? Speaking of Anglo-Saxons, check out Old Boy, who is doing an outstanding service by running around, tracking down the purple in his backyard and going to some of these places and talking. He was talking to someone. I'll give you a little bit of preview. I don't think he'd mind. Old Boy's going to be looking at more purple that they're still finding. Oh God. It's wonderful, people. Who said the apocalypse? Who was that person who said this was going to be impossible? To you, naysayers. Let's go back to that verse. What does this verse say? It brings up something that I wanted to show you. The style of these lines is Greek. It's not only colloquial. It's stylistically Greek. Is the Hebrew able to keep this up? No, of course not, because the Hebrew is a translation of this. How are they supposed to invent words? Oh God, if you've only got 8,000, you've got to start inventing. Right? It's the way it is. We do the same thing in English. Right? Our Anglo-Saxon ancestors, they did the same thing. You borrow Remember the Hebrew that we're talking about in the Middle Ages that they're trying to revive this dead corpse? What are they doing? They're taking Greek, they're taking Spanish, they're pulling it all in. They're taking German, right? Right. And by the way, no, you know what? Let's stay above the fray, people. Let's keep ourselves in the dignified zone. I think we'd all like that. Give me the next one. We're gonna fly through a couple of these. Boom. I just wanted you to see, yeah, here's that aphonismos. And I want you to see, we've got a little bit of creepage in our definition, because remember, the editors, there's a whole bunch of editors to the Oxford Greek lexicon. And they will do something that you saw that guest speaker today, that you saw him doing. That there is a difference. What they do is they say, look, there are monists, and then there is the culture in which monists live. And the monism creates this barrier where you don't know what your neighbor is doing. You don't speak his language. You don't use his toothpaste. You don't do anything like that, right? That never exists. It's an impossibility. It's like living in a bubble. Nobody lives in a bubble. You're stained with everything around you. And so it's creeping in section A with the word extermination, right? What is aphanizo in Greek? It means to destroy, to obliterate, to wipe, to take away entirely, right? Show me the verb, Chewy. It's next. When you think, wait a minute, isn't that the same thing as extermination? No, it's not. Watch. To do away with, to remove, right? Something that is concealed, right? To secret away or steal something, to obscure. Do you hear where aphanizo is going? Right? It has to do with whether or not you can see it. It's the alpha privative, plus phan, the base that means to appear. So it's not appearing. Fantastic. Give me the next one. How does this stuff get translated on the Hebrew side? Diatheke, go to this one. How does this stuff get translated on the go down here on the Hebrew side? Let's just jump to it. Haram, to ban, to devote, to exterminate. Yeah. What is the concept here? Do you want to know what is uniquely Hebrew? If you do, it's really, it's fascinating, because they left us the Septuagint and then attempted to translate it. It's very interesting that you can filter out the cultural influences from the Hebrew. This word, haram, is very specific in context all the time. And it means to take a group of people and wipe them out. To take a group of people and dedicate them to your God of death. Wait a minute. What? Check this out. I know that we don't get the concept in Greek. We're trying to creep aphonismos toward it, but we can't quite get there, right? Because that evil language of Hellenism was sitting saying, hey, look at democracy, bro. Lots of different people. There are no races. There's only two types of people, and we'll say the Greeks, right? Which Greeks? The Athenians. Do you know what they said when the language was at its peak? Do you know what they said? It's not about races. It's about your language. There are those of us who know Mother Greek and those of us who don't. And those who don't speak like bar, 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 bar. No music in them whatsoever. You want to be one of those people? You want to be one of those Anglo-Saxons? You want to be one of those Oscans? You want to be a Roman with your Latin? All right, let's go. Next one down. I think it's time for me to call in the sergeant. Because what do we do? Oh, I just wanted you to see. We've got extremities of age here, and we're always talking about that naked kid with Jesus. He was an Aeniscos. Well, we've got the young and the old. We've got the extremes. Who are the people that we kill? Who are the people that we perform complete and total genocide upon in antiquity? Who are these people that we do this to? Those who are outside of the monist box, right? And who do we kill? The young, from the youngest to the oldest, men and women, and what else? Even their cattle, right? Their calves, those animals they use that come under the yoke. You know what I'm talking about? Those work animals. Kill them all. What are you going to kill them with? You're going to kill them with the edge of the sword. What about the gold? The gold you dedicate to the service of God. This concept is not Hellenistic. It is not. Why? Because Mother Greek embraces everyone. Yeah. They were giving themselves over. People were giving themselves over. Fantastic. Amazing. Let me call in. I think that's it. We got one more, Chewy. And then we're going to bring in the drill sergeant people, and he will answer all of your questions and guide you, take you exactly where you need to be. Please listen to him. At that time, we will look at we took all the towns completely. I think this is Jesus speaking. No, not the one you're thinking of, but the one you call, what do you call Jesus? Oh, Joshua. Yeah, that's right. Men, women, children, nothing. Give me the next one. Nothing left. Let them, we kill them all. Right? That's the way. Go. Look at this is the concept, right? This is the non-Hellenistic concept. When you're taking that filter and you're shaking out the rocks, you know what I mean? All the dust is falling down there on the bottom, and all you got left are these bigger rocks on the top. This is what you shake out. Okay. Now check out the bottom of this. This is the concept in Hebrew of genocide. Look at the bottom comment. Pull up the bottom comment. Again, this is ancient. The stuff that we think was at a certain time, but we don't have any of it surviving. So let's see here we go. People, read this. What is this thing? Thing hostile to theocracy and therefore to be either destroyed or, in the case of certain objects, i.e., or e.g., silver and gold, vessels of brass and iron, there's no reason to destroy that stuff, set apart to sacred uses. That's what we need to do. This is part of a word. This is part of a word. It's an expression of human action. It's an expression of human action. The language carries this action, and it carries it via the speaker's beliefs. Did you see tonight all the beliefs? We believe it was here. We believe it was here. It's proposed that it's here. It's proposed that it's there. We don't have any that survives. What do we have that survives? We have a shit ton of Greek. Let's see. Let's go ahead and leave that up for a minute, but give me, you know what? I'm going to go grab the sergeant. And what I want you to do is sing happy birthday to Jehovah one more time. Yahoo. Yahoo. When's your birthday? Everybody. Happy birthday to Yahoo. Happy birthday to Yahoo. Happy birthday, Elohim Hashem Jehovah. It was in the 3rd century. Fantastic. I'm glad you got that introduction. Now, shut up and listen to me. I've been watching your comments. I know what you're doing, and I admire the fact that there are those of you who are taking initiative, doing what you need to do to get done. I'm going to show you tonight as we finish Unit 1, I'm going to show you tonight where you should be and what you should be doing. All you have to do is listen to me. I know people are writing and saying, you know what? I got a terrible grade when I was in high school Latin. That's because your Latin teacher sucked. Yeah, that's why. Your Latin teacher was not a true representative of the guild. Fantastic. If they drove you away, they probably drove everyone away. Yeah. I'm here to give you the dope to keep you moving. You have got to run these obstacle courses. What are we doing in Unit 1? We are getting you to start thinking in Greek letters. To start thinking in Greek letters. That's all we're doing. We're showing you what is a verb, a noun, and an adjective. Basic words. Basic words. Don't worry. Those are all, we're going to give them to you. The ones that you need to know, we'll give them to you. Don't worry. What am I going to do tonight? I'm going to take you on that obstacle course. I want you to run it with me. Okay. There are those of you who know you can make it through here. And there are those of you who are afraid. I will make you succeed. I will make you succeed. So shut up and listen to me. Chewy, give me the first slide tonight. Boom. We're going to do some words together, people. I'm going to spell this for you. This first one, let's just spell this together. Alpha, gamma, omicron, rho, alpha. Oh, isn't that nice? Now, what have I got here? I'm going to tell you this once. You will never make a mistake again. This is a noun. This is a noun. Do you know how I knew that so quickly? Because look at the tail end of the entry. It's got an eta there with a rough breathing over it. A hey. That's a definite article. Nouns get definite articles. What is a definite article? It's our word, the. The. It's a little bit more sophisticated than our the and or on, right? It's a little more sophisticated. You'll get to enjoy the definite article, but that's how I know it's a noun. This is a noun. What is an agora? Agora. That first word that you see, that's the nominative case. Remember, I told you to memorize nominative, genitive, dative, accusative, those 4 cases, always in that order. Nominative, genitive, dative, accusative. What is this? The first one is the nominative. The second one is the genitive. Agoras. Agoras. Good. Notice over the alpha, please, is a smooth breathing. It looks like an apostrophe. You're not going to call that an apostrophe. You're going to call it a smooth breathing. In our new language that will open your brain, it's a smooth breathing. What is a smooth breathing? Has no H sound. Rough breathing, the other way, open parentheses. That has an H sound accompanying with this. This is smooth breathing, no H sound. Good. Agora, agoras, hey. What is that? It's a marketplace. It's a place for you to go and exchange and to interact. Oh, God. And people say it's like a grocery store. No, it's not. You can go see doctors. You can do all sorts of stuff. You can meet there. I'll meet you in the marketplace. Oh, let's get some fruit. Give me the next one. Watch this, people. I want you to spell these words out. This is your vocabulary. Look at it and say alpha, delta, epsilon, lambda, phi, omicron, sigma. I'm going to do it again. Alpha, delta, epsilon, lambda, phi, omicron, sigma. Look at that sigma on the end. That's the terminal sigma. It's the one that looks like the snake. Otherwise, it's an omicron with a little tail on the top part of it, looking to the east. Fantastic. What's its genitive form? Adelphu. Now, what's going on? Look at that. Those last 2 vowels are omicron, upsilon. And those 2 vowels are what you call a diphthong. People have said, I saw you writing about it. What's a diphthong? What's a diphthong? It's just 2 vowels stuck together, and it comes together to make a different sound. Omicron, ah. Upsilon, oo. What happens when you bring au together? You get ooh. Here, a little bit of that digamma. A little bit of that digamma stuck in that upsilon. Wah. That's the wah sound. Ooh. Nice. Nice. And its definite article is ho. Now that looks different from hey. Yes, because hey is feminine. Ho is masculine. Ta is neuter. Ha, hey, ta. All words for the. That's called the definite article. And you will know a noun's gender because of its definite article. Oh, God. Now, are there exceptions to that? Of course there are. Sometimes things are not so obvious, but 99.9999% of the time, I want you to hold this notion. The definite article shows you the gender of the noun. You want to see the gender of a noun? Come here now. Come here now. Let me see that gender. Let me see it. Oh, this one is neuter. How do you tell that? You tell it from the definite article. That's what that tail is giving you there. Pay attention to it. Give me the next one. Boom. Boom. Anthropos, anthropo, ho. You know, this thing has got a masculine definite article on it. What is an anthropos? It's a person. Don't say man. I know your book translates it that way. It's not. It's a general person. The anthropology is the studying the people. Yes, gorgeous. One thing I want you to notice what this word is doing. It's now there's something going on here that you can't hear. There's something going on. And I love your frightened little minds. I love them. I love them. Oh God. It's like okay, let's not go there. Anthropos. Look where the accent is. It's over alpha. Don't be afraid, people. For those of you who are not afraid, something's wrong with you. You should be, right? But for those of you who are afraid, everybody, don't worry. The drill sergeant's yelling at everyone, right? Just follow my instructions. Look at the accent on this thing. It's over the alpha. But what happens on the genitive? The accent jumps to the omega. It goes from anthropos to anthropou. And why do we do that? Because the ending of the word has a diphthong. Diphthongs are long. They're long. And what happens? What do you mean long? Extra time. For you, it's extra time. And when you put that much time into something, it's going to drag that accent toward it. It's like gravity. This is all musical. It's all musical, right? Greek. Now, there's a lot of classical scholars out there, and you can walk up to one and, get their attention, slap them, shake them, hey, classical philologist, tell me something, right? Tell me something. Was ancient Greek musical? And they will have to say yes. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to plumb the depths of that musicality. This is something you'll develop. You'll develop a little bit of appreciation, but to the level that the Greeks had it going, it's the reason they could say there's two types of people, and there were those who speak Greek and those who don't, right? The division of the Jew and the Gentile in the Septuagint is a reflection of this very idea. You say, I thought the ungodly Hellenistic Greek, I thought it was, something came later that no. Do you see why you have to fabricate history by assuming the language? There was a language back then. It was called Ancient Hebrew. Do you see why you have to fabricate that history if you're a theologian or a monist? Because the authority is in the language. And if you don't have a language, you don't have authority. Yeah. It's an attempt. It's an attempt to adapt. Good. Let's go to the next one. Give me another word. Chewy. Give me another word. Boom. Watch this. Biblion, bibliou. Look, read these. Look at that accent. Biblion. I just want you to attempt the accent now. Beta, iota, beta, lambda, iota, omicron, nu spells biblion. And what is biblion? You're going to say book. It's a scroll. But that's okay. That's okay. If you want to translate this book, I'll give you that one. Notice that this one is neuter. Neuter. Look at the ta on the end of it. That means it's neuter. Neuter. Okay, look. None of this are you learning because you're a smarty. This is just physics. This is elements that we're dealing with. That's it. It's just physics. There's no reasoning that you're going to be needing. Put away your calculators. People are shocked when I say that, but when they come into Greek, I tell them, you're going to have a problem because your brain thinks it's intelligent, right? You know, so does mine. I suffer from the same humanity, right? The Greek will teach you that you are not. Was that somebody at the port? Hang on. Give me a second. Give me a second. What is it? I told you to clamp down those doors, right? Stormtroopers are gonna keep doing that. Chewy, we gotta watch that. Give me the next one. Boom. Doron, doru, ta. Now, what do you know right away about it? You saw the ta. You know this is a neuter. Fantastic. It's a neuter noun. What does this one mean? Doron. A doron is a gift. A doron is a gift. Give me the next one. We're going to fly through these, and then I want to give you a couple of reviews. People, here's another type of word. Let's just appreciate this little type of word. It's called a preposition. Preposition. It's prepositioned. Yeah. It's going to come before a noun, and it's going to tell you I can either go into this noun, I can come out of this noun, or I can be in this noun. Ace, into. Ek or X, out of, and in. Prepositions are just positional words. They're just positional words, right? Under, over, within, right? Oh, yes, prepositions. Prepositions, they're going to come before the noun. Excellent that they govern. Go ahead. Give me the next one. Gorgeous. Look at this gorgeous. Ergon, ergu. Right? What is that? It's a work. What do you talk about when you mention ergonomics? Right? Ergon means a work. A work. Right? Now, some of these concepts that I'm giving you, as soon as they're like seeds, and we put them in your brain and they blow up. As soon as you start seeing this thing used, oh God, you're going to start getting excited and things are going to happen. You're going to have certain feelings, certain chemistry is going to be going on. And it makes me want to say, stop and watch what's happening to yourself. The Greeks, during the 1st century to the about 2nd Anno Domini, 1st BC, they're very fond of this concept. Think about this. Think about this intellectually. The contrast between logos and ergon. What is logos? Logos is reckoning. What is ergon? Doing. What is the difference between reckoning and doing? Is there some sort of magic physics going on between reckoning or reasoning and making, acting? Is there a difference between action and being? Linguistically, the grammarians are quick to point out that this is just the difference between a verb and a noun. Yeah. What does the verb do? It can do two things, right? It can be or it can do. It can be or it can do. Ergon, logos. Ergon, logos. What is wrapped up in the verb? Ergon and logos. What is your noun? Your noun is just those things that are affected by the ergon or the logos. Okay. Trust me, by the time you're done, when somebody says, in the beginning was the word, your mind will go back to the native of the time that they wrote it. This is the power of the words that they have for you. You're sitting there. Do you want this capacity? Do you want this capacity to do this? Then do exactly what I say. Hit me with the next one. Look what happened. Wait a minute. There's two definite articles here. You're going to say ha or hey. Why would that be? Because you can have a theos that's a ha or a hey. And the thing they're not telling you, because this is an introductory intensive course. It's introductory. You'll find out when you get in the bush. This is just to train you so you can go out into the bush. And when you're out there in the bush, you're going to find that not everything holds together. We're going to study 2,000 years of Greek, and things change. And you got to know in early Greek, in archaic Homeric Greek, and I'm not talking about a proposed language because we have it. It survives because it dominated the mind. The Bacchic Empire, the mind was everything. And there was no language, not even Latin, could stand it. Right? The Romans walking around saying, we conquered them, and they came back with that language and they conquered us. The power of Greek. Do you know what you do to your enemies when all you've got is arguments? You demonize them. There is a movement of people who will meet the exception of the science and they will demonize it. Happens all the time. It's the natural kinetics of the universe. You know what I'm saying. You're sitting there and you know what I'm saying. Did my tiny little brain, oh God, it's so average. My brain is so average. Was it able to get to these places without Mother Greek? Right? Special operations soldiers, right? They have it inside them. Those guys, their instructors, they just bring it out. They just bring it out. Know yourself. You know who knows? You know who knows who they are? Yeah, somebody who's brought it out. And the dope that I'm giving you will cause you to bring it out. Love it. Do you need to be smart? If you did, I wouldn't be here. Okay? I'm just telling you that in all honesty. Yeah, fantastic. It's humbling. Working with the Muse is humbling because people want to give you credit and they want to tell you, oh my God, this is genius, this thing. What are you saying? All I'm giving you are her songs. That's all. I'm just giving you her songs. Love it. Go to the next one. When you get, oh, what is that, Chewy? Oh, that is gorgeous. Gorgeous. Look at the fire play and that's gorgeous. Let's go to the next one. Nice art, Chewy. Beautiful job. Tell that AI the services slave away. Theos, theou, ho or hey, can be masculine or feminine. You mean, wait a minute. This language, this evil language of the Greek, is able to envision female divinity. Now, I know all the monists just laughed. I know they just laughed. The idea of a female divinity, right? Because monism is atheism. DK is a woman. And if you haven't learned that DK is a woman, that justice is a woman, maybe Julian was right. Maybe the Emperor Julian was right. The monists will destroy your very language. Set up a fairy tale. A fairy tale. Why? Did you see the merch? It's all about merch. Your greed stains your soul with the stench of ruin. Do you know who said that? The Furies. The Greek Furies, speaking Hellenistic Greek. They said, hey, your greed stains your soul with the stench of ruin. What do we want, people? We're not here because we want the fairy tale. We're here because we want the reasoned logos. We're here because we want reality. Now, give me the next one. Faith. Do you know what faith is good for? Deception. Faith is good for deception. Faith says, don't believe what you're seeing with your senses, what you're perceiving. Don't trust your brain. Do you know everything that ancient Greek is based upon? Everything. The whole thing is a foundation. It's got one foundation, and that foundation is use your mind. Use it. The serpent was the wisest of all creatures. Okay, here's 3 more nouns, right? What am I doing, people? I'm getting you used to the lettering. Make love to this. Techne, technes, right? Techne, it's skill. It's skill. These are all feminine, by the way. Hora, hora, that's the countryside. Let's go out to the hora, and we can energize our, what is it called? That thing inside of you? I don't know. Is it here? Is it here? It's kind of here. Right. Don't think, I don't know, maybe too much up there. Psyche, soul. Where is your soul? It's in your thumos. It's in your thumos. How do you know? When you're dead, you breathe out your soul. And if you are over the person dying, you can breathe it in. You can breathe it in. Isn't that a gorgeous thought? Isn't that a gorgeous thought? Psyche. Do you know who fell in love with your soul? Psyche. I'll give you a hint. He's a handsome devil, and he's got wings and a bow, and he's got arrows, and he shoots those into Psyche. What I am telling you is a mystery. It's the mystery of the Dawnbringer. It's the mystery of Eros. Eros. Now, if you're an atheist and you don't worship Eros, I am sorry for your spouse. I am sorry. Ladies of frustration, please hang in there. Hang in there. Salvation is coming. Let's go. Let's go to the next one. What else do we have? Give it to them. They've got to love this stuff. Give it to them. I'm going to give it. It's going to be right down the chute. Give it to me. Next one. Boom. Couple of verbs. Remember, this chapter we're focusing really on nouns, right? We're going to hit verbs next 2 units because verbs are the big machines. They're the big machines of the language. So for right now, we're hitting you with the verbs. With the nouns. We're going to hit you with adjectives as well. Don't worry. We'll get there. Here are 2 verbs. Paidewe. Look how I'm pronouncing it. Paidewe. You hear my digamma coming out of the upsilon? Paidewe. It means to teach. Please, somebody, look at the root pied. P alpha iota delta. By the way, somebody asked the question. I saw this in the correspondence somewhere. What's another primer that I should get? If you get another primer, get out. Do not get any other tool. Stay on this course. I can promise you. All they do, and I say that seriously, all that does is cause confusion. Yeah, I have to undo, for example, what books like, I've got one right here, reading Koine Greek. That thing is so bad. It is so bad. If somebody's been in that text, I have to undo the damage that was done to them. Granted, they're always thankful, and it's usually seminarians. They're always thankful, but it's a damaging process, people. I want you to stick with our text. Please stick with our intensive Greek by Hansen and Quinn. Here, give me that, Chewy. Stick with our intensive Greek. Our intensive course. You got it, people. You got it. And people, please, do not buy the Chemical Muse. somebody sent me an email. It's $2,000. I have not made anything from that, and I will not make anything from that. I won't, right? All you're doing is you are wasting your resources. And I don't want to take away food from your family, right? Get clever. Find it. There are ways. There are ways. If that's fantastic if you do, right? Find it. You'll know how to find it. My God, man, hoist a flag with skull and bones on that thing and find it. Find it. You mean you're undercutting yourself. I can't tell you how many people don't understand. Your greed stains your soul with the stench of ruin. Have you ever seen me advertise anything? Do you see a poster of my book? Do you see it? You don't, and you never will. And why is that? Why is that? Because the devil told me, you be one of those back alleys. You be one of those back alley blanks. I can't say it on YouTube. And you know what I'm going to do to you? And then he went through a list of things, a litany. Most of them had to do with parts of me that I don't want to expose. Money, greed, your greed, says that winged, gorgeous devil. Your greed stains your soul with the stench of ruin. Do you know where? Now, remember, this is a great concept, and I want you to be absorbing these great concepts. Eros is a purifier. Do you know what you cannot do? You cannot offer a lover cash and buy their love. You can't do it. The one who is in love will cross oceans, will suffer disease, will do everything in the world for that love. That's Eros. You can't buy Eros, right? You can't buy Eros. Do you know what is not classical? Yeah. You know what is not classical? Greed. It's constantly. When Jesus came along and he said it was the root of all evil, he said the love, that desire for profit. In Greek, the word is the desire for profit. It's not, it's translated as the love of money. It's not. It's the drive for profit, for making profit. Making over what you need to survive is called greed. And what happens? The muse doesn't like greed, hates greed, evaporates in the presence of greed. It's a part of the pact with the devil, people. We need this esoteric knowledge. And in order to acquire it, you got to purge your greed. Purge your greed. Boom. That is one of the evil ideas of Hellenism. That is one of the ideas. It's not the idea of annihilation and extermination. It is the idea that greed is a destroyer of democracy. Isn't that gorgeous? You want to rule yourselves? Get rid of your greed. Oh, love it so much. Yeah, throw your money like that. Throw your money in the air. Right? See what I mean? Jesus. Oh, soul sucker. Now, come on. In all fairness, soul sucking has gotten a black eye. Yeah, definitely. It's definitely gotten a black eye. Karl Marx spoke ancient. No, stop it, Purple. Stop it. I'm glad you brought up this point. Karl Marx did not speak ancient Greek. Karl Marx was a classicist. He studied and translated ancient Greek. Yeah, that's what we have to do. We're not here to speak ancient Greek, because when you say he spoke ancient Greek, what you're doing is you're making ancient Greek a modern Greek. You're making it a language that is a spoken language. You're making it an active process. And that is not how you learn a language that is no longer an active language. You have to draw that distinction. You don't go in learning to speak it. You go in learning to translate it. Your mind crawls into bed with these gorgeous concepts. Now, Purple, I know where you were going. Karl Marx, what's that way? I don't know that. What is that? Does anybody know what that means? I don't know what that means. Yeah, I'm French. Very good. That's okay. Look at this. By the way, good. The French. Oh, God. Oh, God. Thank you for joining us. Your unique courage. Your old Celtic courage. Yeah, love it. And by the way, total devotees of Eros. Total kudos to all the French. Kudos. You know what? I was just south of Dijon, and French Purple will be able to tell you, oh God, he's in that gorgeous country of the vine, right? Who do you think Bacchus passed on all of his knowledge to? It's buried in the French countryside in those vines. Those California vines have nothing on those French vines. I stood with a Frenchman. His wine, he was dressed in he's got his big boots on. He's dressed with overalls. He's working. He's doing his vineyarding. And he says, hey, try this. Try this. Lovely. And it was like metallic mushroom dirt. It felt like I was being energized by some kind of maternal sauce of the cosmos. Oh, God. No, don't underestimate the classical wisdom that lies buried in French culture. It's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Makes me envious. Thank you, Purple. Good comment. Go to the next one. I want to keep us on task here tonight. Watch, people. Here's a couple of sentences. Now, we've learned nouns, and I threw up a couple of verbs there to you. Now we're just going to put it together, and I want to show you how to do this. The first word, ha, there's your definite article, the. Homeros, that's our word, Homer. Homeros, Homer. Homer what? Jump all the way to the end. There's the verb, paidewe. Homer teaches ton anthropon, the man. Homer teaches the person. Look at me, I did it. Oh, you're not supposed to do that. You love it. You love it. Homer teaches the person. Watch. Now, how do I know this isn't the person teaches Homer? Because Homer is in the nominative case with that ending os. It's a nominative case. He's got to be the subject. Ton anthropon is in the accusative case. How did I know that? If I knew my definite articles, it would be obvious. We've got to know our definite articles then, right? That's just the next thing we got to do. So Homer teaches the man. Homeros on anthropon paidewe. What about the one underneath that? Now watch what happens to Homer. Homeru. Homeru. Look, it switched its ending from a nominative to a genitive. And what is the ha going with it? The ha is a nominative case as well. So it can't be accompanying the homeru because that's genitive. It would have to be two. So what is the ha accompanying? It's accompanying Adelphos, the brother Homeru of Homer. Do you remember how I want you to translate genitives? Of somebody. It's possession of somebody. So the subject is Adelphos, brother. Homeru is in the genitive case of Homer, the brother of Homer. What does the brother of Homer do? Paidewe. He educates. Who's he educate? Ton anthropon. Nice accusative case there. You see the accusative ton anthropon with that on ending on the end of it? Good. It's an accusative case. It's the object of the verb. All right. Look, that's all you need to be knowing. Now, what am I doing to you that you don't realize it? I'm cramming. I'm super or hyper exposing you to the Greek. You're being forced to follow it. And I know there's 80% of you out there are who are started from ground zero are now saying, oh, I'm just beginning. I can kind of follow the words. I can kind of follow the letters here all put together, right? We're running and you're running with me. That's all we're doing. Give me the next one. Another 2 sentences here. Look at this. Ton homeron paidewe ho anthropos. Now, wait a minute. Where is the nominative? Where's the nominative case? It's ho anthropos. You mean the subject is at the end of the sentence? Yes. Don't let your English mind try to work itself out, because we don't put subjects at the end. We do subject, verb, direct object. That's how we do English, right? Greek doesn't care about word order. Word order is for barbarians. Word order is for barbarians. You know what the Greeks can do? They can take 45 words and throw them up in the air. You tell me what that means. Well, there's no order to it. Yeah, there doesn't need to be an order. The endings of the words will tell you what they're doing in the sentence. So the subject here is at the end of the sentence, ho anthropos, the person. The person does what? Paidewe, teaches. Ton homeron. What is homeron? It's an accusative, so it's the thing, person, or place that's being taught. It's being acted upon by the verb. The person teaches Homer. What does the bottom line say? Homeros tus anthropus paidewe. Where's your subject? Homeros. It's got that os nominative ending. Where's your direct object? Tus anthropus. That's what we're going to be acting on as the men. Notice they're in the plural now. Plural, we've got singular and plural nouns. Dog or dogs. Singular and plural. And so how would you translate that sentence? Homer teaches the people. Homer teaches the people. Okay, now you can go back over these examples. And if you do, just this last 10 minutes of what we've been working on, if you do, what I want you to do is I want your eyes to track the text. I want your eyes to be able to read it, ton homeron, even if you don't understand it. Because really, what's going on with you? You're just learning the alphabet. You're just at that stage where you're learning alpha, beta, gamma, delta. That's it. Right? And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to reset your mind with the Greek letters. Look at how beautiful these things are. If I didn't tell you before, these are superior to English, the English alphabet, the Latin alphabet, that's because I was derelict in my duty. Look at the musicality of this language. Look at that P. What does that P make you want to do it on the front of paidewe? Makes me, I don't know, does something inside of me. With the curves, look at the curves on that. Look at how the top just kind of coalesces, right? It kind of just becomes part of the two. It's like a bridge. Paidewe. It's gorgeous. I kind of like the omega too. The omega, look at the omega on anthropos, on anthropos, on the end of the first line. Look at that omega. Do you see how curvaceous that omega is? That's musical, baby. That's musical right there. Oh, God. Yeah, love it. Okay, let's stop. Let's stop with that. Give me another one. Look, now we're going to get a little more complicated with this first sentence. I just want to illustrate one thing. Look at that third word. Bibliois. Finally, we get a dative case. We've had nominative as a subject, genitive as possession or of. I want you to translate it of something, of Homer. Then we've had the accusative. That's the fourth one, and it's always a direct object. The one we're leaving out is the dative. The dative, and what do you do with the dative? It's the indirect object. Well, what does that mean, Maynard? Let me tell you what it means. You're going to translate it as to, for, or with. You're going to try it every time. You know what this sentence says with to, for, or with? Homer teaches his brother the art with books. You hear that? With books. What is a dative? It's a dative of instrument or means. It's a dative of something that gives you the capacity to do something. Do you need to remember that when you're translating? Yeah, you do. But what do you really need to know? What's the cheat? Just translate those datives as to, for, or with when you're starting out like this. To, for, with. A dative is something beautiful. Dative is something beautiful, and it's got this iota in it. Homer teaches his brother the skill by means of books or with books. Good. That's a double accusative on the end. Ton adelphon and tein technein. Double accusative. Now we sound like nerds, right? Now we sound like nerds. What do you need to take home? Nominative, subject, genitive, possession, dative, to, for, or with. Accusative, direct object of the verb. It's what the verb's acting on. Gorgeous. Give me the next one. I'm just going to fly because I'm taking up way too much of these professionals' time, and I respect you guys too much. This chart you must memorize from Unit 1. You must memorize these endings. Notice on the left, nominative, genitive, dative, and accusative, right? I want you to memorize. People are always telling me, I can't get all these things right in my head. I can't get all these forms right in my head. Then stop. If it's not working, then stop. Something's wrong. Abandon that approach, right? Don't try to get these things straight. Build the muscle. A, ace, ein. I, own, ice, us. What are those plurals? I, own, ice, us. What are those plurals in the feminine first declension in Greek? I, own, ice, us. I have that so programmed in my head and reinforced from the last 35 years that I will wake up still chanting paradigms. I, own, ice, us. Do you know why people make fun of those Brits for their schooling, their young boys and girls in their classes chanting off the Greek endings? You know what they were doing? They recognized they were building machines of classical civilization. That's what you're doing. You're doing it with a language. You're doing it with a language. Isn't that fantastic? I am going to capacitate you. Do you know what my job is? It's to capacitate you. I'm going to take your brain and I'm going to capacitate it in and out. Get that chart memorized, people. Next one. Trust me. Trust me. These things will help. Sit on the toilet if you have to. I, own, ice, us, right? Well, let's go to the second declension. Here's a chart you got to memorize for the second declension. Ignore that vocative at the bottom, right, of that first column. Ignore that. I just want you to see the nominative, genitive, dative, and accusative. Logos, logu, right? What are the endings? Os, u, oi, on. What are they in the plural? Oi, on, ois, us. Oi, on, ois, us. What were they in the feminine? I, on, ice, us. What are they in the masculine? Oi, on, ois, us. Oi, on, ois, us. Make it native. Make it native. How do you do that? You listen to Cicero. Come here, Cicero. Pull up your toga. What did Cicero tell us that nobody ever listens to? Right? Repetitio est mater scientiae. What did you say there in your Latin, Cicero? Repetition is the mother of learning. Repetition. 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 These are reps. What do you think when you go to the gym? What do you think? Do you stand there and you're like, oh, I can't do this. I can't, look, it's heavy. I can't lift it up. Well, guess what? You're going to start reps. And eventually that thing's not going to be heavy. And you are going to be using your muscle. It's the same thing with the Greek. These are the reps that you have to do. Right now, if I've got 30 students in front of me in seminary and I'm forcing them to do reps, yes, there is something sadistic about it. There is, but there's a point where the student reaches an internalizing of these endings that it's so satisfactory, so satisfactory. Let's finish up. Last one. What do we have here? Finally, your definite article. People, ho, hey, and ta. Look at the masculine definite articles. Ha, tu, toi, ton. Don't those look like the endings that we're just seeing? Oh, they do. Look at the plurals. Hoi, ton, tois, tus. All right, they look a lot like the declensional endings. So it's not too far of a jump. Look at the feminine. Hey, taste, tay, tain. High tone, tice, toss. High tone, tice, toss. High tone, tice, toss. Right. What about the neuter? Notice that the neuter nominative and accusative are the same. You mean I don't know in a sentence whether the neuter is the subject or the object? No. You have to figure it out. You have to figure it out. Now, how are you? Not with your brain. Don't worry. But just by the way, all of those words that have been thrown up into the air, just by the way it glides around, you'll see it. Because what you have to learn with Greek that you don't have to learn with English is universal interaction. I'm going to tell you that now, and it's something that I teach to all of my students through the Greek without them even knowing it. You're going to have to throw up a bunch of concepts into the air, and you're going to have to be able to see their connections. Greek, Mother Greek, is all about teaching you connections. Let's go ahead and take it down, Chewy. For those of you who are frustrated, for those of you who are in a position of being overwhelmed, guess what? We all are. We all are. And if you're not an ancient Greek. What we're doing is we're coming from a step down to a much more demanding art. The Greek language, everybody thinks languages are created equal. Ancient Greek is not English. No, it's not Chinese either. Chinese has about 125,000 unique words. Again, that's tiny compared to the Greek. Now you're going to have to stand up and expand. You're going to have to meet the mark. And how are you going to do that? You're going to memorize those last 3 charts that I gave you. You're going to do exercises. What I want you to do for next week is I want you to work on any of those sentences that you have in the exercises of Unit 1, and then I want you to push ahead, and I want you to read Unit 2. We're going to start reading about verbs. Next week at Ammon U, I will bring up 6 sentences, and I will read through them with you, and you can check yourself. If you try them this week, you can check yourself. Only the ones that are in the exercises. The exercises. Don't look at the drills for now. Look at the exercises. We're going to be exercising. That's our circuit that we run. Okay? Now, I want to tell you before we end today, I want to tell you, I have to set you up to receive this kind of advanced knowledge. When you're on that course, if you can't do sit-ups and push-ups, you're never going to get to that point where you can scale that giant obstacle fearlessly, right? That's where we have to get you, and that's what I'm working on for you. So please, people, please, until the next time we meet, those of you who are actively pursuing the Greek, please try some exercises and read Unit 2. We are not going to accept any money. We are still not monetized. Please do not listen to strangers who try to lure you into intellectual back alleys where they can take advantage of you. You are the intellectual Marines of the Renaissance. Thank you for coming tonight. Hail Satan.
Dawn bringer, root cutter, muse singer, Athena lover. Dawn bringer, root cutter, muse singer, Athena lover. Dawn bringer, root cutter, muse singer, Athena lover. The devil rides out, the Irish witch. I'm with the dragon lady. Dawn I bring, roots I cut.